have led me through the fire in the darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. Oh, I have lived in the goodness of God.
Mr. Tony Elumelu is a visionary entrepreneur and a philanthropist. He is the founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, an Africa-based and African-funded philanthropy dedicated to catalyzing entrepreneurship across Africa. He is chairman of Heirs Holdings, UBA Group PLC, Seadrill, Nigeria Limited, and Transcorp PLC, Nigeria's largest listed conglomerate. Mr. Elumelu sits and serves on several councils and advisory boards, and is the author and leading proponent of Africapitalism. Mr. Elumelu is married to Vivian Elumelu, a medical doctor, and they have 7 children together.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon all. Can I start?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. The primate of all Nigeria, His Grace Henry Ndukuba, the representatives of the host governor, the governor of Enugu State, and the governor of Delta State, the Vice Chancellor of University of Nigeria Nsukka, Professor Charles Igwe, the eminent dignitaries from the Church of Nigeria gathered here today, and to the thousands of our young ones gathered here at the University of Nsukka for the Joshua Generation International Youth Conference. All 21,000 of you, I say well done for participating at this important event, coming immediately after the Easter also. I must start by thanking the primate of all Nigeria, Most Reverend Henry Ndukuba, for several reasons. One, for his organizing this timely and important event, and for ensuring its success. Looking at the crowd I see, I've been watching you on TV, since on the digital platform. The youth, indeed, of Africa are our greatest force on the continent. And events like this that prioritize our youth must be commended. So thank you, dear brother. Thank you, great man of God, and your followers and your colleagues for making this successful already. I also want to thank you for the invitation and your consistency in following up with me, your messages to deliver the opening keynote of this wonderful conference. I wish we didn't have COVID. I wish one were there in person. The electricity in that hall is something else. I thank you also for the apt choice for the topic and theme of this event, Africa, unlocking our potential, securing our future. Such an apt topic to speak at a time like this in our history as a continent. Let me introduce myself. I'm Tony Elumelu. I'm the chairman of United Bank for Africa PLC. UBA operates in 20 African countries. So this is a wonderful opportunity to talk to youth of Africa. And of course, in Nigeria, UBA operates close to 700 branches. It's every part of the country. We serve about 25 million customers, most of the young ones across Africa. Our young Africans are proud customers of United Bank for Africa. They use the UBA platform and cards and UBA Leo for their transactions. So when I got this invitation, I thought, what a wonderful way to speak directly to this wonderful community. I'm also the chairman of SOD's group, and most importantly to me, the founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. I'll speak briefly in the course of this session about what we do at the foundation, and the kind speaker that introduced me spoke about signing up, more people signing up for the entrepreneurship program. I firmly believe, as I will share with you today, that that is the way, or one of the ways to go in truly transforming our continent. And I want to encourage all of you here. I think the opening, the application window is closing, I think, this week. Take advantage. Visit TF Connect, the Tony Elumelu Foundation website, and be guided on how to apply. Apply for the non-refundable seed capital of $5,000, which is our own commitment in actually empowering you, young Africans, who we believe at the Tony Elumelu Foundation as the future of our continent. Let me therefore set some useful context to guide our discussion this afternoon. First, as we know, Africa is the world's youngest continent. Almost 60% of Africa's population is under the age of 25. Youths of 35 and below are estimated to constitute 70% of our population. However, the jobless unemployment rate in Nigeria has now risen to about 30% in March of 2021. Some states have as high as 50% of all their population, or youth population, as unemployed. In Africa, the situation is not much different. We have 65% of all Africans below the age of 35, and many of these people are not gainfully employed. The COVID pandemic and resulting lockdowns have exposed the vulnerabilities in our population structure. We now have, as a continent, the largest young generation in history of mankind. This youthful population is Africa's hope, it's our pride, and it's our potential. But therein also lies the greatest threat to our existence as a continent. The urgency and need to unlock the potential of this generation is imperative for security of our future. This is why I commend all of you and the primate for choosing this topic for this gathering. The urgency and the need to unlock this potential, I repeat, of this generation is imperative for the security of our collective future. What should we do? How do we intervene to unlock the potential of African youth to catalyze the socio-economic development of our continent? Youth restiveness is a ticking time bomb, and we continue to face issues daily around extremism, banditry, robbery, senseless killing, kidnapping, political thug, to mention but a few. So the question becomes, what are we doing or going to do to stem this? What are we doing to secure our own future? To me, first, there must be a high sense of urgency, a dissatisfaction with what is happening, and a commitment by all of us to improve things so that indeed these young ones can have a strong future. And by so doing, we help to secure our own future. We must accept that we face a crucial period in our history where youth issues must be the main and central issue of our time. Millions of our young people are entering the job market every year. 20 million jobs are needed to be created annually to absorb new entrants in the job market. But only about 3 million formal jobs are created annually across Africa. And this was even before the COVID pandemic outbreak. So you can imagine what the situation will be now when we see the statistics. The estimated annual growth of labor force is 5%, whilst employment growth rate is less than 2% across Africa. This is huge and a shocking deficit. How, therefore, do we unlock the power of our youth? How do we harness their energy for good instead of wasting it? To me and my colleagues at UBA, at the Tony Elumelu Foundation, across all of Elzodian's group, we have come to believe that entrepreneurship, the power of entrepreneurship, is key to harnessing the potential of these young Africans, and by so doing, in securing our own future, the power of entrepreneurship. And this comes from our own experience. First, as entrepreneurs ourselves, and secondly, are people who have committed a lot of resources at the Tony Elumelu Foundation, capital resource, time, and other forms of resources in helping to create a new generation of African entrepreneurs, helping to create and give economic hope and opportunities to young Africans. And we speak not just as people who do this in Nigeria, but in all 54 African countries. The Tony Elumelu Foundation intervention cuts across all sectors, all gender, and across the 54 African countries, because we believe that prosperity as much as possible should be shared across board, and that poverty anywhere is a threat to all of us everywhere. To unlock the enormous potential of our youth, we must prioritize our support for small businesses. Corporate organizations do well in employing people, but there's a limit on how much corporates can do in employing huge numbers of our people. Therefore, capacitizing, supporting small businesses, not even medium scale, let's even start with small businesses, empowering our young ones and their businesses, in our own view, is the most powerful means to reduce unemployment on our continent. It's the most impactful way to reduce all those issues, problems of banditry, extremism, etc. Because people who have economic hope will not want to take their lives or others' lives unnecessarily. People who have economic hope will preach peace, will embrace security. But people who lack it, who don't see it, will begin to ask and question the whole essence of their existence. We saw during the pandemic and the lockdown how people said, life is important, but please, livelihood is more important. And this is why we must embrace entrepreneurship and work together to fix these issues we live with today. We need to improve access to electricity if we must power our people out of poverty, if we must empower our young ones, if we must help our young ones to realize their full potential. We must improve access to electricity. In our group, I also wear another hat as the chairman of Transcore Group. As the last speaker said, we have invested massively in the power sector in Nigeria. Collectively, over $1 billion US were invested in the power sector in Nigeria. This is because of our belief that the economic transformation of Africa, Nigeria in particular, will rest on power availability. We need large-scale infrastructure support in the power sector to provide sustainable and constant power to our people. Even you give them seed capital, at the Tony Elumelu Foundation provide seed capital to these young ones, but many of them complain about poor access to electricity and how that takes a lot of their capital. So we cannot make progress if we don't fix this. So it's one of the ways of realizing the potential of these young ones. Let's provide electricity, and they will make magic, do magic before our very eyes. We need to create hubs and zones in every local government area starting from Nigeria to be able to empower our young ones. Our young ones have great ideas, but the infrastructure and the environment, the platform that will enable them to do well is lacking. If governments will, every local government area, because when we say government every time, we'll look at the federal. Every state local government, if we will create small business hubs, where people can go in with their ideas and have the platform, the infrastructure to demonstrate, to convert the ideas to real life situations and experiments can make a difference. We need tax-friendly policies that encourage our entrepreneurs. We need to reduce taxes for small businesses. And on this, one must commend the federal government of Nigeria for the good work that has been done in recent times, in particular in the areas of tax waivers on micro businesses. But we see a lot more can be done. But we need to commend where good work has been done. We must create and improve access to finance for our young ones. Access to finance is very critical, it's crucial. Young people have ideas, but what they lack is the training and financing needed for their businesses to take off. At the Tony Elumelu Foundation, we provide non-refundable seed capital. But to us, that on its own is not an end. We want to see them succeed. And we long realize that for you all to succeed, you need mentoring, you need some form of business education. And that is why we have the 12-week training program. And I want all of you, please, to take advantage of it. Enroll, go to tfconnect.com. Go to Tony Elumelu Foundation, TF Connect, and sign up so that you are trained. Free training, but it helps you. The knowledge you get from there will help you in becoming entrepreneurs. For those who are entrepreneurs already, will help you in scaling to the next level. We need to create economic systems and platforms that support small businesses. Very, very important, and of course, our governments across Africa should continue to embrace and put in place policies that will help our young ones to succeed as entrepreneurs. It is therefore a sense of pride to my colleagues and I that we champion entrepreneurship, and we believe that entrepreneurship is one strong way of harnessing and realizing the full potential of our young Africans. It is something we need to do. It's something we are doing, we are practicing already. But we need more people to come into that space. I want to encourage all of you young Africans who are listening, the 21 million of you who are gathered here and others who are listening, let us embrace entrepreneurship. To our governments, our religious leaders, our political leaders, we must keep preaching this. And we must go beyond preaching to make sure that we create the right environment. Again, a reason I'm commending our primate for this, for the foresight, the ingenuity in framing this convention, the theme, the way he and his colleagues have done. The Tony Elumelu Foundation, which my family and I founded in 2010, is the leading African philanthropy empowering African entrepreneurs. The abbreviation is TF, and TF is empowering a new generation of African entrepreneurs, catalyzing economic growth, driving poverty eradication, and driving job creation across all 54 African countries. Since inception, our foundation has funded about 10,000 young African men and women and created a digital ecosystem of over 1 million Africans as part of our 10-year $100 million US commitment through the TF Entrepreneurship Program. You can and must apply today at tfconnect.com to access this life-transforming opportunity, as the last speaker said. The $5,000 non-refundable seed capital, the business training opportunity, and mentoring is part of our holistic approach to build the long-term capacity of our young ones in Africa. The importance of the training, as I said before, is vital. Our young entrepreneurs need to know the principles of business in order to scale their enterprises and increase the impact felt in their communities. So that when success eventually comes, going to come, you know how to manage success and not the success managing you. We also need more functional and vocational training programs as another way of making Africa realize the full potential of these our young ones, and by so doing, securing our future. We need more functional and vocational training programs under education. So first, entrepreneurship, which I've spoken about, and I've also tried to demonstrate what we are doing. So we are not just talking about entrepreneurship, we are not just being prescriptive. I spent a bit of time to speak on what the Tony Elumelu Foundation is doing, so that the opportunity is available to the 21 million of you who are watching, and others who are here, and others who are watching. But equally important to make sure that we encourage, catalyze other endowed Africans to look into this area of entrepreneurship. We all have a role to play in making a difference in this space. The second thing we need to do as a continent is to evolve a much more functional and vocational training education program that helps to create an empowered youth population who are able to do well and fill the gaps that exist in certain sectors. Some levels are imported into Africa for what we can train our people to do. And by so doing, having them gainfully employed, giving them sense of self-dignity, working and earning their own living, and by so doing, improving their families, their communities, and contributing in their own way to the economic development of our continent. And I dare say, our young people want to be counted. They want to be part of the solution to our economic revamp as a continent. But let's do what we need to do. Let's help create functional and vocational training programs. We need a third solution to me, moral rejuvenation and reorientation our young ones. We need our young ones to embrace hard work, to be disciplined, to believe that success comes from hard work, commitment, and making sacrifices. My late dad told me, if you earn 1 naira, you don't save. If you earn 1 billion, you will not save. We need to inculcate some moral disciplines and principles in our young ones. We need to change the way we see life. We need to give hope to our young ones that you don't have to be a 419 person to succeed. we need to have our governments, traditional rulers, community leaders, successful Africans, and most importantly, our religious leaders in this crusade of changing the mindset of our people, our young ones, to know that the key to success is hard work, making sacrifices, being committed, staying laser focused on what you consider important. And we must learn about perseverance. We must learn about patience. We must think long term. We must know that quick gains or wins at times can create more problems later in life. I believe that the combination of some of this, right moral fabric foundation, a reorientation of our value system, training, adjusting our education system to be more functional, and paying attention to vocational training, and above all the things I spoke about on entrepreneurship, that these well-embraced, well-orchestrated, well-planned and sequenced can help to a large extent in helping to change the future trajectory of our continent. Ladies and gentlemen, and our young ones, I don't intend to keep you here for too long. I know it's been a long day. It started at 9:30. So I'm going to be ending soon. In conclusion, I'd like to reiterate my message that when is the time to prioritize our youth, to nurture our youth? Now is the time. There's a huge and high sense of urgency because this potential population or demographic dividend that we see can easily become a major threat to all of us. And we've seen it. We've seen how increasingly we have become highly intolerant of one another. It is because we're angry. It is because we are hungry. It is because we are hopeless about the future. So to indeed secure our future, we must prioritize our youth. We must put them where they should be. And the time for that is now. Any further delay will be extremely catastrophic. We cannot afford to waste this demographic dividend, especially as we have millions of youth entering the job marketplace yearly. As I said, how do you nurture them? Entrepreneurship, functional and vocational training, and most importantly, moral rejuvenation, moral rearmament, a change, a shift in our value orientation and system. And all of us, the answer or the responsibility lies in all of us working together for the greater good of our continent. The future of Africa, as I say always, truly lies in the hands of these our young ones. But we all have a role to play to make this a reality. So again, I want to thank the Primate and all of you for your kind invitation. United Bank for Africa is extremely youth-friendly. we have over 70% of our customer base young Africans. And that is why we prioritize our young Africans. That's why I've been on standby since 9:30 today to interact with you all. It is important to us at United Bank for Africa that our young ones, UBA, that our young ones succeed. We see our success in their success, and we'll continue to do everything possible to support you all. Primate, thanks so much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I appreciate it, and then may God guide and bless us all, and bless the work of our hands also. In Jesus' name. Thank you.